The devs keep listening, guys. You know how the meme goes. Every single day is another win for Tribe 9. Now, what do we have going on today? We have the director's letter on where the developers, director Sojima, is going ahead and talking to us and letting us know his thoughts about everything that's been going on in the game and what we have upcoming, what characters are going to be coming into the game, what changes to the systems, all these kinds of things. As you see, it's quite a long letter right here going over pretty much everything that you could think about. They went over literally everything. So we'll go ahead and try to make this as quick as possible. Now, they're beginning with by saying that all of the changes that they want to implement is going to take some time. So be patient with them. They've been changing so much in this game, giving us those refunds, giving us all these updates already, making Melee a lot more better. One of the huge complaints in this game was the fact that Melee kind of felt clunky. Heaviness is what they word that a lot of people used because it was an action-based game, but it was kind of like a turn-based game because if you were in the middle of attacking, you had to stop and wait for them to actually hit you, or you would be getting hit in the middle of your attack. So you had to wait for their attack, counter it, and then it was your turn, wait for their attack, counter it. All right, now it's your turn. Now you can start attacking and then counterattack mid-combat. It makes the game so much more better as a melee player. Now, let's go ahead and get right into the very first section right here. This is regarding the changes to the Fractal Vice, and it's the professor's mission is those are the sticker books that you need to level up increase the level cap. They're saying that originally they thought of this as just like something that will help us be having some more fun, give us a little difficult goal to go after, but not something that we're going to really worry about getting that level cap. And then they realized, okay, yeah, level cap is something people like. They like to level up their characters. They like the feeling of getting stronger and stronger. So they're going to make the missions a little bit easier now. You no longer have to defeat the final fractal boss in order to unlock that final sticker. So now you could be able to fight that final boss at level 50 rather than struggling and losing over and over again. I know for mobile players, it's definitely a lot more difficult than playing on the computer. I've noticed for myself, at least, when I play on the phone, those bosses are really difficult to play on the phone, but when you play on the computer, it's a little bit more manageable. So I'm very glad, especially for my mobile only players who must be struggling killing those final bosses, that this will make it so you can at least be level 50 before you fight that, and you're not going to feel like you're locked out of anything. Now, right here, they're going to say improving the battle tempo right here. This is for the hit stop thing. That was the bulky feeling that I was going over. The melee combat right here. You are now able to use your secondary attack and then dodge right out of it. As you can see right here, they're dodging out of their attack. And you can see in melee characters as well. They don't actually show a melee character right here. They should have. Oh, there it is. There's the melee character. As you see right there, he was dashing in there to attack, and then he changed his mind and hit a counter attack. So you're able to do a little bit of everything now. As you see, his whole bar was used, which means he used his secondary skill, and then he counterattacked immediately at the same time, pretty much. So that makes the game a lot less clunky and a lot more high-paced. So now you can get in there and start attacking like crazy, and then if needed, hit that counter button. As well as it says they're lowering the stamina consumption from 500 to 250 for melee characters. So melee characters will be able to go a lot more crazily in there with their attacks. Characters like Inoki, who would be running out of their stamina pretty quickly, will be able to no longer have to worry about that. Now, this right here, the tension card upgrade, is something that I think the game needed. Everybody knows the tension card system needed a revamp. So what are they going to be doing with the tension card system? Well, they're going to be pretty much completely removing the consumption part of almost all of the cards in the game. Now, it also says right here, in Chapter 3 onwards, the game is going to be a little more difficult than originally planned. So, since we're going to be a lot more stronger by these tension card system now being a lot easier, they're going to be also making it the game a little bit more harder as well. So just be prepared that while we are going to be stronger, the game might also be a little bit more difficult. So it'll balance out at the end of the day. Now, one other thing that needs to be mentioned here is, addition with this update, they're going to be adjusting the encounter system. So even if you attack a deflected enemy or a detected enemy in a random encounter, so when it shows the white screen rather than the blue or the red, it will still begin with tension phase at 2. So what does that mean? That means in those overworld fights, when you're fighting a random enemy mob, just one of those small ones, if you go ahead and hit them with a melee attack and you just hit the white version, then you'll still get that tier 2 tension. That way you can ult right off the bat. Previously, it was only when you landed the blue one, which was pretty hard, in my opinion, with the melee characters. I was always using like a ranged character just to get that extra tension. So I'm very grateful for this upgrade. But yes, this is going to be a huge change. This will be happening in the version 1.10 update, I believe it says, regarding the update plan for version 1.0.10. Yeah. So this is not in the game currently, but it will be in the game very soon, most likely in the very next update. It says from chapter 3 onwards, most likely. So this is going to be a huge change. What's the takeaway from this is a majority, if not every single tension card that has a little consumption side effect will be getting removed, which means you're going to be able to use those higher level tension cards and actually use them now, because previously there was way too many of them that were like consume 25 tension for like a minor effect, and then it just immediately you'd go to tier 2 tension and then it would just eat it all the way back down to tier 1. So it's just like, okay, well, that was kind of pointless. Now I can't even ult. So you would never want to use those. So that is a very good change. I'm very grateful for that one. Ability to retry at lower level difficulty. This is going to be for the story mode right here. So for those of you who are struggling specifically with like the shark boss, this will be a very nice feature for you to be able to retry it. What this does is kind of like, I can't think of another game, but basically if you die and lose, it will basically give you some extra stats and make you stronger and stronger and stronger until you could beat it. And this is only for the story mode. So this is specifically for people who aren't really trying to be too hardcore and just want to enjoy the story. And this game has a really good story, so I do recommend reading the story and taking your time through it. Now we have added detailed menu for daily challenge and delivery. This just means we're going to be able to now grab the daily challenges through your menu rather than having to go to the works every single day and talk to the manager. So it's just a little quality of life. Very nice. Return of the story fast forward button. I don't think anyone should ever be pressing this button, but if you hate story, then I guess go ahead and skip that if you need to. But yep, I'm never going to press this button because missing out on the story is kind of a big deal. This game is all about the story, I feel like. But they're also going to be working on a feature that'll allow you to look back on the stories and the XPs with the numbers in the future updates. So if you do like want to just hurry up to chapter 2, you could skip everything and then rewatch the story at your own time. That's not planned currently for 1.10, I believe. So do be careful with skipping the story until this feature comes out if you want to actually follow the story. Support for 60 FPS on mobile. Now, they're letting you know ahead of time that this will cause the battery to drain rapidly, the game to malfunction. So if your phone is not a high quality phone with a very strong chip, then do not use 60 FPS on your phone. If you do have a good phone, then feel free to use 60 FPS. Maybe plug it in as well. That way your battery doesn't drain right away. But yep, that's pretty much how these kind of games work. They're very battery intensive. Now, upcoming content, we're going to have XP ranked matches starting on March 6th, which should be about March 5th. This is translated from the Japanese version. But yes, this is something I actually have no idea about right now. I will be excited to try out the XP matches ranks, but we will be definitely making some content on that. We got the brand new character, Kazuya Aoyama. Now, they're saying that this character is going to be slightly different, which is buffed most likely from his guest version that you guys played in the story mode. So what they're going to be doing with him is they're going to be adding a new overcap feature where when you use your ult and your bar goes over the cap, he becomes even stronger and does even more damage, probably even has even more break. We'll have to see when this actually comes in the game. But yes, I do recommend pulling for Aoyama Kazuki. He's really cool, one of the main characters in the game, right? And his break is insane. If you use him with the main character, you are just breaking everyone every second. You're ulting every 5 seconds pretty much because you're constantly breaking, constantly building ult, and constantly just destroying everyone. It's really broken. I was using it in the story and it was pretty crazy. So I would definitely recommend pulling this character because break is just so very good right now in this, especially with the new upcoming tension card changes. You could probably build up that EX and actually use some EX cards. So this is going to be very must pull character in my opinion, at least until some other break characters come out. We have a brand new event, the Lux Phantasma. They're saying that this is going to be more of a rhythm type of game mode, so you're going to be able to take a break from the combat, and you will be able to use your boosters to get rewards from here. So if you guys have those 30 boosters right now and you don't want to be using them all, you can go ahead and save them for a few more days and go ahead and use them all on here in the Lux Phantasma. But again, don't worry too much about using all your boosters. You could always farm them in the overworld pretty easily, so don't worry about it too much. And then that pretty much concludes everything. It says they've received a lot of feedback and they are very happy with how people are enjoying the game. Some regrets on how the game started, but hopeful for the future. They're motivated to keep on going, and I'm motivated to keep on making content as long as you guys are enjoying the game. Anyways, that's all we've got in today's video. We're going to go ahead and be working on some more guides in the future. So if you guys are interested in any guides for anything specifically, I think I'm going to be working on another character guide tonight, and I'll probably be coming out with that later on tomorrow, maybe the next day. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.